Hello, what's happening? Welcome to my Premier League predictions for game week 12. We've got some interesting games this weekend. We've got the Manchester Derby. I mean, that's the only really kind of big game. Oh wait, sorry, we've got the Villa Wolves Derby. I need to ask. I forgot what it is. What is the Villa Wolves Derby? Like, what is it? I can't remember what the name of it is. There an actual name for it? If there is, let me know in the comments below. But first game of the weekend is Leeds against West Ham, which is happening tonight. A tough one to predict. I've gone for both teams to score. I think both teams are a little bit. Well, I mean, West Ham are being a lot better team this season. Leeds a little bit inconsistent. They are at home, but I do believe West Ham are going to pose a threat. If West Ham score first, then I feel like this bet will come in. I've gone for a 2-2 draw. I'm hoping this will be a good, entertaining game for the Friday night spectacle. But I think it's going to be a tough one to choose. I think both teams would be happy for a result. But if I was going to lean towards a team that are going to win, I would possibly say Leeds. But you can write off West Ham. Unfortunately, I know they did lose to United last week when they went 1-0 up, but still, against teams like Leeds, still been playing pretty well, and I think they deserve a lot of respect. So it's going to be interesting to see how the battle at Ellen Road is going to be. Moving on to tomorrow, the early kickoff, as I mentioned, is Wolves against Villa. I've gone for an under 2.5 goals. I think Wolves. Villa. Well, I start with Villa. Villa don't concede too many away from home, and Wolves at home don't really concede too many at home. Both teams don't concede a lot in where they are in the game. That's why I think both teams will cancel each other out. It could be a bit of a very, very close one. But I think the whole country is hoping for Grealish and Barkley to score again. The game at 3 o'clock is Newcastle versus West Brom, and in this one I've gone for the second half to have the most goals. Sometimes I might actually think there might not be a goal in this game at all, but I think the first half is going to be pretty tight. Both teams are not going to be wanting to concede, and second half, hopefully both teams do start to go for it. But I've been reading up on some stats to where West Brom do concede a lot more goals in the second half, so that's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully the stats prove me right. Now the big one for the weekend is Manchester United versus Manchester City. It's a tough one to call. When I look at the league table, both teams have got a game in hand on the teams above them, and they're not really too far. They're like 5 and 6 points behind top of the table. I think both teams really, whoever wins has a great advantage, but I think both teams are going to make sure they don't want to lose too. But I think City, I've got them on to score first because United have been conceding first a lot. I think City will go on to score, and they'll score maybe 1 or 2. United will come back, and then City will finish off the game later on. It's going to be an interesting game because I think both teams are in slight form, especially in the league. United are actually won the last 4. I know that United have so much pressure on them. They won the last 4 in the league. They're 2 points off the Champions League places with a game in hand. Yes, they did go out the Champions League, which is unfortunate with a very difficult group. I think a lot of pressure is put on them, and this is why I think City will come out on top, winning 3-1. The late game could be a very, very good game as well between Everton and Chelsea. Sometimes this has got quite a large number of goals. I think I remember Chelsea winning like 5-2 or something once there before, where Drogba was like insane, as well as Lampard. Obviously, Lampard takes his Chelsea team there in 3rd place, and I think they'll go top of the league. I think they'll beat Everton. I think I've gone for both teams to score and Chelsea to win. I think it's a bit of a risky bet, but I think Everton do have the chance to score since it is at home. I think if it was at Stamford Bridge, but then again, I did have Chelsea and Leeds to have both teams to score, and that came in. I think Chelsea can be found out a little bit, but I think going forward they're going to be too strong. Everton have been a little bit disappointing at late. Hopefully they can turn their form around. Moving on to Sunday, the first game is Southampton, Sheffield United. I've gone for a Southampton win through and through. I think Sheffield United, conceding that late goal against Leicester may, some people are saying it could relegate them. Is it too early to call? I think it is, but I think Southampton going to be too strong. I was very impressed with them to go and get the result against Brighton. That game kind of showed the kind of character they have after losing to United when they got beat. United coming back in the second half shows they are about it this season, and I can see them winning this one quite comfortably. The next game is Palace versus Spurs. It's a bit of a slippy one for Spurs. Away from home, they've been very good, but I think we still have question marks over Spurs regardless. If they go to Palace, it'll be a great win, but I think it's going to be a very tight one. Spurs don't always have the best of luck going there. I think they lost the last game. No, they drew, and I think they lost in the last couple of games against Palace. So it's not been a great place to go. I think the last time they won was that when Dele Alli scored that screamer? Do you remember that one where he flicked it over his head? It was like one of the goals of the season. But I think Spurs might, or I think they will be a bit too strong. I think it's going to be a tight one. I think like a Harry Kane penalty, 1-0 is how this one's going to finish. But I've gone for Spurs to win this one. Away from home in the league, they've been very, very good. They've been good home and away, to be fair. Next game I have is Fulham against Liverpool. Fulham have been the surprise package out of the bottom 4 teams there at the moment. I feel like they might have a chance to score a goal against Liverpool. Liverpool's defence is there for the taking. They have been conceding goals away from home, but I think Liverpool's attack's going to be too strong. They're going to be ripping through Fulham. It's going to be a tough game for Fulham, but I think they might be able to get something out of it. But I think Liverpool are going to be too much, and that's why again I've gone for a Liverpool both teams to score and win. Now, probably the hardest game to predict is Arsenal at home against Burnley. I'm glad this is at Arsenal because, you know, I've gone for them to win, but I'm not confident in this one at all. I think it was at Burnley, it'll be even more difficult fixture to judge. Arsenal form in the league isn't great. I mean, they haven't, I think they only won the last game was against United, but they haven't won in the last 4. Burnley kind of slowly getting back to where they were before. I think it's going to be a difficult one. I have gone for a 2-1. Hopefully, there's some goals. I'm hoping for some goals. But I think Arsenal should be too strong for Burnley, but I'm not very confident in them at all. You know, they did play Dundalk in the week, and they won 4-2, but I mean, to concede 2 goals as well isn't great. But we'll see what kind of Arsenal team does turn up. Last game of the weekend could possibly be one of the best games of the weekend, which is Leicester against Brighton. When you look at the table, it looks nailed on for a Leicester win. But when you kind of do watch the teams the way that Brighton do play, and Leicester have been a little bit inconsistent. They have won 7, but they have lost 4 as well. So I'm not 100% confident in Leicester yet, to where I can fully trust them. That's why I've gone for both teams to score in this one. I do think Brighton will go there and play, but I think their style may suit Leicester. And you could maybe see like a Jamie Vardy masterclass, like it did score in the last minute winner against Sheffield United. I'll put my bets up right now so you guys can see it, all there. Let me know what you guys think of the predictions. Put your predictions down below. Who's going to win the Manchester Derby, City or United? Let me know. Like the video if you like the video if you like it. Yeah, like the video if you like it. I'm not good at this YouTube stuff. Give me time. Subscribe if you do like the content, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.